Good afternoon. So in this video, I stumbled upon this tutorial and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. This is really nice. Only that it's too fast. I can't really, get what they're saying. And I thought, why not? And here is a basic tutorial on how to do that animation. So here, first of all, here's the animation, right? So the animation is basically this guy. Exactly. This is what it is, right? And how to get this done in Figma. Yeah. So the first thing you want to do is, as he did in the tutorial, create this box. You could color it anything you want to, right? So let's just do it that white for the first time. And then create, not the second one, create a circle. So you hit O on your keyboard, or you just go up and select a circle. Then you create a circle, and it should be equal so that it makes sense. Yeah. The circle could be any size. Now you keep this is like when you boil meat for you cook food. You keep the meat, right, and then you go and start frying your egusi or something else that you pour the meat water inside. But that by just by the way, so you keep this guy separate, and then you come here and you create some stuff with your pen. So you can hit P to activate your pen to on your keyboard, both Mac and PC. Then you just start scribbling one or two left or right. I don't know why my computer is slow all of a sudden. But yeah, bear with me. So yeah, you just keep doing like this till you have a wavy shape. At least that's how what we're looking for, a wavy shape. So you just keep doing it till you have a wavy shape that you are comfortable with. And then let's close this guy. You make sure that you're attaching the other end of the line directly under this guy here on top it. Cool. Yeah, that is it. When you're done, you click the S key, the escape key, and you're done. So once you hold other things, it's basically just a vector. So you click fill from your design panel and add any color to it. Yeah, color could be anything. So yeah, fixed it. So now let's just make it something really simple, right? It doesn't have to be that technical. So let's just make a wave. So we have is it blue, purple? Purple is nice. This is a dark purple. So we want to make the edges not sharp. Like look at the 19, just sharp where no good. So we just click the same pencil over here and go to click the pencil again, or what we'd rather do is not that you select the shape, right, this vector, then come up here, you see these four dots here, edit object, you click on it, then you edit the object. So what you do here is come to this place, see this curvy thing where ben, you click on the pen tool, basically go the pen tool, and then you now like start just click on every edge that you see just to give it that nice sexy shape. Yeah, that's just it. You just click on the edges, then it's automatically bend it automatically. You can adjust the bend if you want, not really matter at this point, but yeah, that's it. So once you have the shape, you click your escape key again to deactivate from the pen to back to your mouse tool, and then you have pretty much almost a wave. So you want to duplicate it, so Command D, Control D. Yeah. So let's remove this background, this black background we have on both of them. And what he did was to give it a gradient. So let's do the same thing. So select the first color. Yeah, you just need to like delete this one because you just duplicate that one, so you don't have to. Yeah. Anyhow, so you create. Yeah, you have one, just one alone, then make it a gradient. So you just add linear to it. Yeah, we're cool with this. Take this guy to this section, right? Then add another one, another section. So the first one, that's this middle one here. You would want to apply a separate shade. Right? So probably just take this way, and then let's give it a different shade, not darker shade, right? Nice. I think this is a good place for us to stop. So yeah, so we have this. I want to duplicate this. Duplicate all this heat too. Yeah, and then we want to add one background just to add that darkness to it and make it feel a little bit different. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to do what he did. He makes his own task. Maybe I ain't going to do that. This one is nice. So I'll move it to the back. Come here, select the darker one, move it to the back. Get this guy to the front. You basically have no difference, but you have to change the position, right? So there are many ways you could do this. You could just do like turn it this way, basically, and you change the position. But you want them to have the same look. So you just observe this mark here. You have this mark here to just know, and then you have this other section here. Yeah, that's one way you can flip both sides. I'll Control Z now and show you another way. Another way you can flip both sides is holding shift on your keyboard and then clicking H. So shift H, we just puff, easy peasy. Yeah, and we have that. So the darker sheet is always behind. So what we want to do now is get the both frames. So this vector, I'll just get this vector and the other vector behind it. Hold two of them, put it inside our frame. This shadow feels like it's a shadow on one of them. There's no shadow. Anyhow, so you get the two of them, they're both backwards. You want them to be here, nice, and you want them to be over the frame. That's how you want them to be. And you then select the circle. So you can either just find the way to find tiny select the circle, hold shift so your mouse can like be able to highlight the things around, or you just come to this section in your layers panel, hold command and select the circle. Cool. Once that's done, you then max both of them. So there are two ways. You can come here and then click this button here to use as max, or you just use the two fingers to click on your keyboard or right click if you're using a PC, and then you can use as max. So anyhow, it's the same thing. When you max both of them, they all become inside. Like the circle becomes like a mirror that holds them. Mirror on the wall holds the fairest of them all, and then somebody else appears in the mirror. That's basically what happens here. Cool. Doesn't mean I'm missing every that fan. I could be. I used to, but that's not part of the story. So what you want to do is have a starting point and an ending point. So if you check back at the tutorial here, you see that there's a starting point. The starting point is this beginning, and the ending point is when everything don't full. The water don't full. That's where we're ending. How are we going to achieve that? By moving this guy to the starting point, right? So make sure it's still in the circle. And sometimes moving this area can be difficult. So what you want to do is, after you've highlighted one, observe from here, frame 3. This is how it's broken down here in Figma. So use this as your guide. The layers panel, the left hand side of your screen, that will be your guide. So you have vector 5 and vector 4, right? So vector 5 is what you selected. Cool. Then you come to this section, just this as part here, and that's what you hold. So you hold there, and then you just move it. Don't worry, it's still be stable. You move it to the corner here. This corner, yeah. You move it to this corner here. That's fine. Then you select the other one as vector 4. Remember, use your layers panel here as a guide, right? Let me even put this up here so that it can be visible. Yeah, use this as your guide. Then you go to the edge here, this edge that I'm hovering my mouse on, and you move it out of the frame. Nice. They are both inside the max. Remember, the max is like the mirror that's holding both of them. So you are both inside the max, so you're all good. The next thing is to duplicate frame 3. So you duplicate frame 3, so you don't have to recreate that starting point again. Now, what you want to do is frame 3 now has become frame 4, so you can close this guy and then open frame 4, and then do the same thing. You select vector 5, and now vector 5 is going to move up to the ending. At this point, everything don't close. Then you go to vector 4, and then you will move it right to the ending also. So what we do here is like you will want to switch both sides. So I'll just shift H again, so everything will not turn. So you get, you go to vector 5, switch H again, so everything will just turn. It's good that way, so it just has that wavy feeling. The next thing here is the properties of the prototype. So you want to prototype both sides. You select it, go to your prototype panel, select this guy to this place, which is good. Then it's going to be on after delay. So after delay, you have after delay, you leave it on like smart animate, then linear, and then you change this to 400 and change this from 800. That's the after delay itself will not be 800, it'll be just 1. Yeah, so 1 millisecond. Then the linear, that's the transition of the smart animate down here, will now be 4000, right? So I don't know how else to explain this. The transition and the delay. The delay itself is the time it takes for the animation to start taking effect, and the transition is the time it takes for that transition, that's linear transition, to take effect. That is using to take effect. It's like it's like when you cook food. I don't know how we use this food. It's like when you cook food, right? There is a time it takes for the food to be ready, but there's also a time it takes for the processes involved in the food to get ready. For example, there's a time it takes for you to eat, and like for the food to, from the stage when you buy the raw material to the stage when you chop the food, and there's a time it takes, right, for you to cut the onions. That's another time, and then for you to fry the meat, for you to chop the meat, for you to steal the plantain, and then you serve small before somebody eats. So that's basically how you do it. After delay is the time it takes for the animation, like it's for you to time it takes, right, the delay period for one animation to convert to the other. Why the linear, the smart animate linear transition, is the time it takes for the transition, the linear transition, right? Linear curve, the linear transition to move and like take effect, right? Does that whole timeline. I hope you understood this. If you don't, just let me know. I'll probably explain that for you. Yeah, then that's set up so you can cancel it. Now let's play this guy out and see what we have. Yeah, so okay, something is off here. Okay, this will be off, so we need to go back and like reschedule some things. Yeah, something that was really important that I had missed, and this is it. You need to have them in opposite positions, right? So unlike you have here, if you look at this, this is one at this edge, just like this, and then go to vector 4, that's in frame 3, the other one at the other edge, like two-sided, right? Now if you go to frame 4 on this side, you need to have one at the upper edge, right, at the extreme end, like this. That means this one. Now vector 4, remember vector 4 in frame 3, vector 4 is at this edge here, is at the right hand side. You need to move it to the up. In frame 4 you move it upward, so you move it upward, up towards the left, Then in frame 3 you see vector 5 is vector 5 is at the left hand side. In frame 4 you move vector 5 up towards the right hand side. You see, if you look here, you can see the correlation between both of them like this as I hover on them. So that's how you need to make the movement. That's how they animate, right? If you have that well properly done, just select this guy here, click play on your keyboard, and yeah, you have the wavy water animation that is coming up slowly. I honestly do not know how you'd use this to explain stuff, but I think it's a really cool animation that you could learn a thing or two from practicing, or just keep yourself busy when doing it. With that being said, thank you for listening. Subscribe, like. Another episode of the podcast is out, so don't forget to check that out. With that being said, see you on the next one.